Major US banks such as JPMorgan Chase and Wells Fargo are holding Bitcoin spot ETFs, according to SEC filings. And Joe Biden is getting massive criticism for his administration's stance on crypto as Donald Trump comes out and supports the crypto asset class. And the House will vote on the crypto regulation bill, the FIT bill, in the coming weeks. This is big. We're going to break this down and much more. Let's get into it. Hey everybody, welcome into the Thinking Crypto podcast, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. On your way in, please hit that subscribe button as well as the thumbs up button and leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast platform such as Spotify or Apple, please leave a 5-star rating and review. Folks, we got massive news. It has been revealed, according to SEC filings from Wells Fargo and JPMorgan Chase, that they are invested in Bitcoin spot ETFs. First news that broke was Wells Fargo, America's third largest bank, owns spot Bitcoin ETFs. Then later on, JP Morgan's filing was revealed that they, being the largest bank in the world, they are holding Bitcoin spot ETFs as well. Folks, what have I been saying to you all for years upon years? Watch what they do, not what they say. If you had listened to Jamie Dimon saying Bitcoin's a pet rock, a fraud, Satoshi's going to come out of nowhere and increase the supply, all types of FUD, right? And I've been telling you for years, it's all a smokescreen to allow them to take a position. They don't like that you are buying it ahead of them, that you're not buying it from them. Folks, I hope what I'm saying here, this message resonates with you and that you position yourself in the crypto market. I've been telling you all for years, buy the dips, buy the blood on the streets, and prepare for the euphoric blow-up tops. It has been revealed that these banks are holding Bitcoin ETFs. And this is the season where we're seeing the filings coming through and we're getting insights into who has been buying. And now you look back and you're like, wow, no wonder the price of Bitcoin ran up to new all-time highs before the halving via the ETFs, because big institutions like banks and much more have been buying. Earlier in the week, I told you guys about Susquehanna trading firm. They bought billions in Bitcoin ETF as well. Do you see what is happening? If you are still on the fence about crypto, I highly recommend that you hop off that fence, go do some research, and buy the dips and position yourself, because you will eventually be buying from the banks at a premium. That's what's coming. That's why I've been saying Elizabeth Warren and Gary Gensler don't want to kill crypto. They want to slow it down so that the TradFi incumbents like the banks, like the Jamie Dimons, can take a position. Because for the first time in history, you front ran them. You got ahead of them in getting access to this asset class. They don't like that. They want you to buy it from them. They want to custody it so that they can leverage it and make a ton of fees and money. But for the first time in history, you bypass them, folks. And I don't know what other further proof you guys need based on what I've been telling you for years and years. Those of you who've been here with me since 2017, what have I been telling you, right? The banks, stock exchanges, all of them will hold crypto. I've often gave the mock scenario. Your local bank will call you up wherever you put your money in checking and savings. Mr. John Doe, we offer Bitcoin and all the altcoins. You can purchase it through us. We'll custody it for you and all that jazz. Folks, that's what's coming. I hope you see what is taking place here. It takes years. It doesn't happen in months or days or weeks, years. And like I said, I've been telling you guys this for years because the writing is on the wall that this is the future. Blockchain tech with cryptocurrencies and digital assets sit on top of the internet. It's the next layer and how we will transact and do business. Either take a position now or you will be paying a premium from JP Morgan and Wells Fargo. That is what's coming. Folks, this is incredibly bullish news. It's also a wake-up call that you do not listen to what Jamie Dimon and what they're saying and their talking heads are saying. You watch what they do, right? You want to know what they are doing, what are they filing, what are they buying, what capital they're raising, and much more, folks. It's incredible what's taking place. So incredibly bullish news. Now, Eric Balchunas shared an amazing chart. And because we're talking about Bitcoin ETFs, he said prior to the Bitcoin ETFs, the record speed for an ETF to reach $10 billion in assets was held by JEPQ, who did it in 647 trading days, nearly 3 years. IBIT, BlackRock's ETF, got there in 49 days. FBTC, that's Fidelity's Bitcoin ETF, in 77 days. And he says, cool visual from Sebastian Cabral of Bloomberg Intelligence. And you look at this chart, the BlackRock IBIT ETF has a straight line up versus the other ETFs have a long exponential growth over time. Guys, I don't even know, man. I'm trying to convey to some people here who may be still on the fence because it's an opportunity of a lifetime to make incredible returns. As billionaire Paul Tudor Jones said, it's the fastest horse in the race. Yes, you can invest in stocks. Yes, you can invest in real estate, but it doesn't move like this. And because we're early, the volatility, you use it to your advantage. The pendulum swings both ways. We have massive run-ups very quick, but we also have massive dumps. But you can swing trade that. And also you can make returns at a faster pace versus stocks and more established asset classes. So the data doesn't lie here. And you know, BlackRock, Larry Fink, he's laughing to the bank here because he's got the best ETF of all time. And, you know, they're just raking in the fees here. And obviously, as I just told you guys, JPMorgan and the big banks are buying. So it's incredible. Now, folks, I'm sure many of you saw the video of Donald Trump. I actually posted it on my social media and as a YouTube short where he endorsed crypto. He says, I'm for crypto. I'll regulate it. If you're for crypto, vote Donald Trump. Now, I'm not here to endorse Donald Trump or Joe Biden. I'm just here to deliver the facts and the news and to dissect that news and read between the lines about what's happening and the impact of these things. So I don't want people to get triggered because people are very politically charged. If you support Donald Trump, Biden, people go crazy. If you support Biden, Donald Trump, people go crazy, right? I'm just here to tell you the news. So we know Donald Trump just this past week, he came out and endorsed crypto. And whether you love or hate Donald Trump, it doesn't matter. It doesn't need to be Donald Trump. The point is a presidential candidate, a former president, and a guy who's running against Biden is supporting crypto outright. There's no ambiguity. There's no confusion. He is coming out clear as day saying, I support crypto. Folks, we have crossed the chasm. And it happened with the financial realm, with the ETFs and Bitcoin. Now it's happening in the political realm. And I've been saying for a long time, when you're looking at investing, you want to see if the asset or the technology is getting penetration into all aspects of society, politics, finance, pop culture, and much more. We are seeing that happening for crypto. I hope you see it as well. Now, because Donald Trump took this stance and because Biden recently, his administration came out and said, we're going to block the SOB 121 rule appeal, right? Because we know the House voted to repeal it. It's going to the Senate. And there was word coming from the administration that Biden would veto it. So the industry and many folks in Congress are criticizing him on this. And people are saying, bad move. You're going to get hurt in the election. Once again, I'm not supporting Joe Biden. I'm not supporting Donald Trump. That's not the point of this news. The point is crypto's impact. Please walk away from this podcast, watching or listening, and understand what I'm trying to break down here. And he's getting massive criticism. So Ryan Selkis, who is the CEO of Messari, said the following: after yesterday's developments, I hope the Democrats rerun their polling and convince vulnerable Senate banking members and the White House to stand down on their fruitless and totally unnecessary opposition to the SOB 121 repeal bill. So folks, it's not Biden. We know it's not Biden. It's Elizabeth Warren. She's the one that was behind this letter. So she is scared. The fact that she sent that letter the day of the vote shows she knows this has legs because a bunch of Democrats said, we're siding with the Republicans on this. And shout out to Congressman Wally Nickel, who I had on the podcast just last month. He's a Democrat out of North Carolina. He rallied over 20 Democrats to support this bill, folks, and this repeal. Now, Ryan Selkis met with Donald Trump and he said, secondhand, but from a reliable source. Senator Chuck Schumer told Senate Democrats to vote their conscience if SOB 121 comes to a vote in the Senate. Ryan said, tacit permission to push it through. We're going to get sick of winning. Folks, this is eye-opening and very revealing. Schumer is not siding with Elizabeth Warren. Folks, remember, this is already passed in the House. It's going to go to the Senate. And we saw there's already a bunch of like 14 co-sponsors of this thing. If Schumer is not taking a hard stand saying, don't vote for this thing, this is crap, he's not aligning with Elizabeth Warren with that harsh language. He's like, vote your conscience, folks. And once again, even if Biden repeals it, as I said in my podcast earlier this week, this is a massive win, a big defeat for scumbag regulator Gary Gensler and corrupt Elizabeth Warren. Remember, we are in the then they fight you phase. And what happens after that? We win. There's no stopping this train. They may throw roadblocks in front of us. Have you ever seen those videos where the train is going down the track and some idiot parks his truck or a bus in front of it, right? The train breaks through. It gets, delayed. People are panicking. They're blowing their horn. And there's a confusion at that point, but it just blows through whatever is in front of it and keeps going. That is the crypto train ain't going to get stopped. So it doesn't matter what Elizabeth Warren and Gary Gensler do. Guys, things are really getting interesting. Now, Mark Cuban, who has fought against the SEC and defeated them, he tweeted out the following: if Joe Biden loses, there is a good chance you will be able to thank Gary Gensler and the New York SEC. Crypto is a mainstay with younger and independent voters. Gensler has not protected a single investor against fraud. Wow. Wow, folks. That's a big statement coming from someone. And once again, you may hate Mark Cuban. Doesn't matter. What he's putting out here is really bad for Gary Gensler. I've often talked to you guys, politics, a lot of it is narratives and optics, right? And we know Gary plays that game. He knows how to do the PR, time his announcements and all these things, when to go on TV. I told you guys the Robin Hood Wells Notice news was planned and timed because he knew the SOB 121 repeal vote was coming up. He tried to distract you from that and the mainstream folks from that, right? So having someone like Mark Cuban, who defeated the SEC, who has a ton of followers, a lot of credibility, really, really hurts Gary Gensler here. All he has done is make it nearly impossible for legitimate crypto companies to operate, killing who knows how many businesses and ruining who knows how many entrepreneurs. This is also a warning to Congress. Crypto voters will be heard this election. You should solve this problem for Biden by passing legislation that defines registration that is specific to the crypto industry, just as other industries have registration that is defined for them. Or you can do the better option and assign all crypto to be regulated by the CFTC. Wow. He says here, they actually know what they are doing. He tags Eric Swalwell, who's a California congressman, and Senator Chuck Schumer. Wow, folks, things are getting so interesting. And remember what I've been telling you guys. Look at what happened on Super Tuesday. A lot of pro-crypto candidates won, and the ones who are aligning themselves with Elizabeth Warren lost. Now, the election's coming up. Folks, if you're in Massachusetts, vote for John Deaton. If you're outside the state, obviously we can't vote because we're not in the state. Donate to John Deaton. He's running against Elizabeth Warren. I have donated. I hope you donate because we got to support John. He's a straight shooter, and we know he knows about crypto, and he's for American and American values. So we got to stop corrupt Elizabeth Warren. Now, if you don't believe what I'm saying about the elections, guys, look at this news. Coinbase initiated Stand with Crypto advocacy group launches PAC targeting U.S. elections. The money is being pooled right now to back the pro-crypto candidates. Elizabeth Warren and Gary Gensler are panicking. This is amazing news. We have been hearing more and more of this, of super PACs and PACs raising tons of capital. So advocacy group Stand with Crypto has launched a new political action committee, also known as a PAC, to raise money from its 440,000 members ahead of the U.S. elections. Funds raised will be used to support crypto-friendly bipartisan candidates running for House of Representatives and Senate. I love it. And this is what the crypto industry should have done years ago, because we know the banks and the TradFi folks, they have been doing tons of campaign donations for years. They control the markets. So, of course, one of the ways they fight back is they donate to Elizabeth Warren and they put some cash in an envelope and, drop it in Gary Gensler's mailbox and things like that and pulling his strings, right? we know how the game is played. I don't think I need to go further and explain that. But now we got money behind crypto, and money speaks in politics, right? It moves things in politics. So this is big, folks. Folks, I'm so bullish. I am seeing the light at the end of the tunnel here. I hope you are too. It's going to be a battle. Don't get me wrong. Gensler's going to keep fighting, Elizabeth Warren. But we got some nice momentum here with the SOB 121 repeal. And I'm going to talk about the crypto regulation bill in the House, which will be coming up for a vote shortly. But before we get there, be sure to check out our sponsor, and that is Uphold. Uphold is one of the top crypto exchanges. You can buy Bitcoin and all the top altcoins on this platform. They have 260 plus cryptocurrencies. Folks, you can also trade precious metals such as gold, silver, palladium, and platinum. And they have a great service called Vault. Uphold Vault allows you to back up your private keys. You still control your funds, but if anything happens to one of your keys, you can have Uphold help you to back it up. You can have Uphold help you recover your keys. So it gives you peace of mind. It's another layer. It's a merging of CeFi and DeFi here to help you back up your private keys. And Uphold does not do bullshit like what FTX did. They don't lend out your funds. They don't commingle. In fact, they have audits and transparency reports, so you can go review those transparency reports for yourself. So I've been using this platform since 2018. So if you'd like to learn more about Uphold, check out the link in the description. All right, folks, we got big news being reported here by Eleanor Terrett of Fox Business, saying the Financial Innovation and Technology FIT for the 21st Century Act, aka the Comprehensive Crypto Rules of the Road bill from the House GOP and Financial Committee, is slated for a floor vote in 2 weeks' time. Sources tell me that the tentative plan is to combine Tom Emmer, the GOP Majority Whip, anti-CBDC bill in the same rule resolution, allowing for debate on both bills. The FIT for the 21st Century Act passed out of the committee in July. Emmer's anti-CBDC bill passed out of the committee in September, and now both would need to pass the full House in order to have a chance to get to the Senate. Now, folks, why am I excited about this? Because we just saw Democrats and Republicans repeal the SEC's SOB 121 bullshit rule, right, from scumbag regulator Gary Gensler. We got to strike while the iron's hot. We got momentum. The question has always been, will the Democrats help, join the Republicans? And that question has been answered. Guys, we got good news here. So this thing is coming up. And I know some of you are going to be like, well, I don't know if it's going to make it through the Senate. That's okay. Even if it just makes it out of the House, that will be historic. It'll be the first crypto bill to make it out of the House, folks. The full comprehensive regulations here, right? And then by next year, maybe we get it through the Senate, and by that time, there's a new president in, of course, or Biden maybe changes his stance. So we got momentum here, and I see it. Even if it just makes it out of the House, that's just a massive win. It doesn't even have to go through the Senate this year. Most likely it won't, right? Now, Eleanor also highlighted members' suggested amendments to the FIT for the 21st Century Act are due next Thursday, May 16th at 12 p.m. And she provided the full updated text of the bill. And interestingly enough, the House GOP financial services folks tweeted out a bunch of literature about this bill. Patrick McHenry also tweeted it out, saying, for too long, the United States digital asset ecosystem has been plagued by regulatory uncertainty that stifled innovation and left consumers unprotected. And he talked about, the bill is great, yada, yada. But if you don't believe me on the Democrat part, enter Congressman Ro Khanna, Democrat out of California. He retweeted Patrick McHenry and said, Congress will finally bring clarity and safety to blockchain. This builds on a bill I co-led. Innovation and jobs have left because of regulatory uncertainty. I will support this bill provided no poison pill amendments as it defines what is a security and what is a commodity. Folks, a Democrat outright coming out saying, I'm going to join Patrick McHenry, a Republican, and support this. Once again, I'm not saying this is going to become law this year, but we just need to get it out of the House, and then they're going to collaborate with Senator Cynthia Lummis, Republican, and Kristen Gillibrand, who is a Democrat, in the Senate, and they're probably going to merge their bills and put together a really good one and pass it through the Senate probably by next year, and then whoever's the president, it'll be signed into law. I personally believe that. And I'm amazed that these things are happening. I'm super excited. I hope you guys are excited as I am. Yes, it's going to be a battle. Yes, there's going to be disappointments along the way and discouragements, but we've seen that already. But look at the progress, right? They will eventually have to move, and part of it is the campaign donations. Part of it is the narrative changing. Donald Trump, love him or hate him, this week really put a pillar in the ground here, saying, "I support crypto." Folks, game theory will play out. I could see Biden coming out and saying, yeah, no, I support crypto. Donald Trump, he's a liar. And right, you guys know how the game of politics is played. So I'm excited. Now let's move ahead, because today we got a response from the SEC in the Coinbase case. Eleanor Terra of Fox Business said, in its response to Coinbase's request for interlocutory appeal, the SEC throws shade on Judge Torres's decision in the Ripple case. Here's a quote: "In any event and telling, no court has followed Ripple." Oh, Gary's hurting. That Ripple decision really hurt Gary. Now they're trying to throw shade. Oh, don't listen to Judge Torres. She's crazy. Nobody else listens to her. Don't listen to her. Oh, Gary and the SEC, pathetic. Pathetic. He's a scumbag regulator. Here, Paul Grewal of Coinbase, chief legal officer, said today the SEC filed its response to our request to file an interlocutory appeal with the Second Circuit. The commission couldn't help contradicting its own arguments for the same kind of appeal in Ripple. Here's just an example. Compare what they said before to what they say now. And he gave the side by side on that. He said, let's at least have an honest conversation. Forget about a split across agencies, circuits, and elsewhere. There's not even a consensus about how we in digital assets among the district judges in the same courthouse at Foley Square. He's absolutely right. This thing may have to go to the Supreme Court, because if the different circuits are saying different things across the country, it's going to have Congress has to act, or it has to go to the Supreme Court. But scumbag regulator Gary Gensler getting exposed. We continue to see the lies. We continue to see the hypocrisy. We continue to see the unlawful activities. Folks, we are on the winning side of history. I know sometimes you can get discouraged by all the things that are happening, but don't be. I think you see what's happening, where this is headed, right? The train has left the station. The genie's out the bottle. There's no putting it back in. And I'm seeing some really good things on the political side that make me very bullish, folks. Anyway, that's the news. Folks, don't forget to check out my book, Rethinking Crypto, The Crash of FTX and the Rise of Safer, Stronger Digital Assets, available in paperback and digital. It tells the story of crypto's past, present, and future. I talk about the regulatory battles with Ripple and Grayscale and the SEC, why FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried were not the ethos of crypto, the Bitcoin ETF race, what the future of crypto looks like, NFTs, tokenization, and much more. It also includes some tips for investing in crypto. So be sure to grab a copy. It supports the podcast. Buy it as a gift for someone who still doesn't understand crypto, guys. Give it as a gift. It gives the full holistic view of crypto. And guys, don't forget, I'll be at the Blockchain Summit next week in DC. It's put together by the Chamber of Digital Commerce. You're going to have Patrick McHenry, members of Congress there, many industry leaders. And I'm really excited not only for the summit on the 15th, but the Blockchain Education Day on the 16th, where we are going on Capitol Hill. We're going to go down there as a group and meet with different folks. And I'll be vlogging. I'll be taking videos. I'll get some of the scoop for you guys. I'm really excited about this. And if you'd like to attend, you can get a discount using my code ThinkingCrypto. Link will be in the description. You can buy a ticket for just the Blockchain Education Day if you want. It's up to you. You don't have to come to the summit. And the Blockchain Education Day tickets are cheaper, of course. So guys, check out my book. Check out this. And both links will be in the description. Thank you for watching and listening. Thank you for your support. And I'll talk to you all later.